In this lesson, we'll learn how to save envelope weights. So now it's time to start tweaking the fingers. Now, I'd like to quickly mention that I've gone ahead and brought back the left eye, brought it back to the animation character layer, and gone ahead and also removed layer 1. So let's go ahead and focus on the thumb. And let's notice something very interesting. You can see that our controls are not oriented to the character mesh. You can see that they're definitely at different angles. So when we bend this, it's not going to look right at all. I'll go ahead and show you that. Okay, now if it wasn't for the ability to save and load our envelope weights, this would be tedious to fix. We'd have to break the envelope, okay, get rid of that skin modifier, go ahead and reapply it, fix our controls. Okay, it'd be a mess. But thankfully, Max has this really cool tool that will allow us to save our envelopes and bring them back seamlessly. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. With our mesh selected, we'll want to scroll all the way down to our advanced parameters for the skin modifier. Alright, so here's where we're able to save our envelopes. Let's go ahead and choose save. We'll use a name of anim character envelopes. Choose save. Okay, once that's done, we'll now want to trash this skin modifier, go to the control that needs to be fixed, and I'll actually head over to the layer manager. I'll turn on X-ray and freeze the character. Alright, so we'll select the control. From there, we're going to want to head over to our curve editor, unlock the X-axis, and with angle snap, we can go ahead and rotate this down to fix its orientation. Now that that's done, I'll just double check this, maybe need to rotate it a little bit more. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so now that that's done, we'll want to freeze transformations on this, relock our channels, closing out the curve editor, we can now test this out. And notice that's going to bend in the right direction. Okay, so I'll go ahead and set this back to 0. So that's the process here. We'll go ahead and do the same for the right side. Selecting the control, heading back over to the curve editor. Again, we'll unlock the X-axis, fix its orientation to match with our geometry. And once that's done, we'll want to freeze our transformations, relock the X and the Y, our positionless, and then go ahead and test this out. And again, that's bending correctly. Okay, so from here, it's just a matter of reapplying our skin modifier, our envelopes, and then bringing back our weights. So I'll go ahead and unfreeze the character. Can now select the mesh. Go ahead and turn off X-ray. We'll go ahead and reapply our skin modifier. Scroll up so we can add our bones back. Okay, so we'll type in bn underscore, go ahead and choose select. Go back to the list. Add our envelopes for the brows, PTENV. Deselect what we don't need. Everything else looks good. Go ahead and add that. Alright, and now to bring these back, it's just a matter of going back to advanced parameters and choosing load. Here's our envelope. We'll go ahead and choose open. And now here's how this works. So Max is going to look at similar names. So what's important here is when we do this process, we don't want to add or remove any envelopes. We want to keep it consistent. Keep it the same way as before we even save these weights out. What we also see is that some of these names are not matching up, which is very critical that we actually go ahead and do. So to do this, we can simply choose match by name. That takes care of that. And now that everything is linked together, we can go ahead and choose OK. So watch this. If we were to now select one of our controls, again, Max has seamlessly brought back our envelopes. Okay, you can see that applied to the fingers. We haven't weighted the fingers. What about the brows? Let's see how that looks. Let's see how well this tool works. As we move our control, notice, again, our weights are the same. Alright, so gotta love this tool because it can save us a whole lot of time. Notice the legs are just fine. Same way we left them. Alright, well, we've learned how to save and load our envelope weights, saving us a ton of time if we ever need to go back and tweak our controls. Notice the thumb is fine. Can select our controls and bend them in the right axis now. Wonderful. So that's going to finish off this lesson, and in the next lesson we'll get right back to focusing on editing the envelopes of the fingers.